Hello again, everyone. We're still on statistics, and another subtopic we're on today is called measure or measures of central tendency. Central, meaning you're in the middle. Now, after you have collected your raw data, we say that we might want to organize it. So we put it on a frequency distribution table or frequency distribution tally charts. We might want to present it graphically, so we come up with stem and leaf plots. We use column graph, we use histogram, frequency polygons. We use cumulative frequency curve, pie charts, and so on. But we might want to find out other things about our data when we're doing our research. We might want to make some comparison with the data set. The data set, the values, the numbers. So measures of central tendency describe a data using a single value. It lets us know what is normal, or you might have heard this word, average, what is normal or average for a data set. So basically it condenses the data set down to one representative value. So that they use one value, one number to describe the entire data. Right? That's what it basically is saying. When it comes down to it, we're going to use one value, one number to describe the entire raw data that you have collected. Alright, so let us understand the term or the idea in math of central position. So you have three friends. So you have Tom here. Let's see, my Mary. And you might have Peter. If I should ask you who is in the middle, the obvious person would say is Mary, based on our understanding of what is in the middle. So Mary is in the central position. How about with Tom, Mary, and Peter? So we have Tom, Mary, Peter, and now Jane joins. If I ask you, who is in the middle now? From observation, you would have to say Mary and Peter is in the middle. Mary and Peter in this case. So when it's an odd set of numbers, you realize that we identify one person in the middle. When it's an even set of numbers, we have to say that there are two persons in the middle. But our understanding of central position and middle is that we describe something or an object in the middle based on what is on the amount that's on the left or on the right. So if you observe to get an object in the middle, how much person is on the right, left, or the right? Here, 1. Same here. So a description of a central position or someone in the middle is based on how much object or person is on the left or right. So the same amount must be on the left and right for we to say that something is in the middle, basically. So that's what central, we were trying to find a central number that's in the middle. All right, so let's look at measure of central tendency with raw data. So say I'm given a set of data, raw data, 8, 2, 4, 3, 8, 10, 7. Let's say a test, a math test that's marked out of 10. And these were the score for 7 students. So we have an odd set of numbers. There are 7 numbers here, so it's an odd number, odd set of numbers. So we're trying to find the measure of central tendency for raw data. But it's important to know that there are 3 measures of central tendency. We have the arithmetic mean, because there are different types of mean, which we commonly know as average. But there are other averages that we can use. So not only the mean, another method is called the mode and the median. So oftentimes we hear about average and we don't think about mean, but there are really three types of averages right here on the measures of central tendency: the arithmetic mean, the mode, and the median. Okay, so we're gonna use this example to explain the mode, the median, and the mean. All right, so here we have a set of odd set of numbers or raw data. Now, to identify the mode, median, and mean, the first step you do is to organize or arrange the data set into ascending or descending order. The first thing you do is to organize the data set into ascending, small to big or big to small. For example, so we have 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 8, 10. So that's the first thing we do. So we rearrange it. So in this case, I arrange it from small to big. You can do it from big to small. It doesn't matter. But that's the first step. Now, what's the mode? So we're trying to find a central number that can use to describe the entire data. The mode is the most often number or value in the data, the most frequent. So from observation, the most frequent number we see that's repeating is 8, and that's the mode. Sometimes you can have one mode and one mode. You can have bimodal, so you can have sometimes values repeating more than once. Okay, so you can have bimodal, two set of modes. All right, the median of this odd set of numbers is the value that's in the middle. So you might have heard about median when you're driving on the road. That piece of iron in the middle of the road or wall on the highway, that's a median. It's in the middle of the road. So from the organized, arrange in the ascending or descending order: 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 8, 10. Which of these value of the data set is in the middle? So we say when we talk about something in the central position or the middle, we must have the same amount of values on the left and the right. So we see we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the value that's in the middle is 7, so the median is 7. Okay, so how do we find our mean? So to find the mean, writing by the data set, what we do is that we add all the values. So this is how teachers might carry out or find your average on your report. So we add all the values and divide them by the amount of values in the data set: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so when you add all of these values, 10 and 8, 18, 18 and 8, 26, 26 and 4, 30, 37, 40, 42, and then we divide by 7, and our result here is 6. So our mean is 6, our median is 7, our mode is 8. So that's how we find central tendency. So what we're saying that we can use this value to give an idea about the data. See, realize how close they are. So these are different types of averages: the mode, median, and the mean. So the mode is the most frequent, the median is the middle of the data set, and the mean is found by summing all the values and divided by the total amount of values, and we get to our mean. All right, let's say we had an even set of numbers: 2, 8, 3, 8, 10, 7. Let's add another data. We get add another value. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we have an even set. So let's find the measure of central tendency. The first one is the mode. But remember, the first thing that we're going to organize our data set into ascending or descending order, from small to big or big to small, whichever you choose. So I'm going to order from small to big. So it's 2, 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3 eighths. Then I have 10. So the mode is the most often frequent number. Most frequent number here is 8. Median, number that's in the middle. So from here, it's an even set. So which number is in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's funny. So in the case of it's an even set like we did earlier, then that means it has to be 2 values. So in this case, we realize that 2 values are in the middle to get the same amount on the left or on the right. So when we have 2 values in the middle to find the median, what we do is we sum them and divide by 2 when it's an even set. So in this case, 8 and 7, 15 divided by 2, and we get 7.5. Round off will almost get us 8. So it's an even set. We have to add 2 numbers in the middle that will fall in the middle and divide by 2. To find the mean, we say we sum all the numbers, and if we add all the numbers, we'll get 50, and we divide by the total numbers that are there. Alright, so we'll get 6 point something here. Okay, so it's an even set. And that's how we find the measures of central tendency for mode, median, and mean for raw data. Okay, another thing that we might want to find out about our data is the measure of dispersion. Measures of dispersion. So after I find our central number, the number that's in the middle, we might want to find out how the number or the data set spread out around that mean or that average. So measures of dispersion tells us how the data is spread out around the mean, mode, or the median. Okay, so using the same data set. So some examples of measures of dispersion is finding the range and the interquartile range. So when you then talk about measures of central tendency, you're talking about the mode, median, and the mean. But measures of dispersion, examples are range and interquartile range. So let's say we're using the same data set. So we have 8, 2, 4, 3, 8, 10, 7. I still would organize it in ascending order or descending order. Organization is very important. So what is the range in terms of measure of dispersion? The range is obtained by subtracting the smallest observation from the largest. So the range is obtained by subtracting the largest observation and the smallest. So in this data set, the largest observation or largest data is 10, and the smallest is 2. So we subtract them, and the range is 8. So we're talking about how the data is spread out around the averages. Okay, the interquartile range. A quartile is one of the 3 values that divide an ordered set of data into 4 equal parts. Let's see if through the example we can understand what that is saying. Using the same data set. So since we have, so we're going to use the organized form. So it's 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 8, and 10. one of the three values that divide the ordered set of data into 4 equal parts. So you must organize when you're finding interquartile range. So because sometimes you don't need to order the set into ascending or descending order, and sometimes you do, it's best that you just go ahead once and just order the raw data into ascending or descending order, despite it doesn't matter which of the central tendency or the measure of dispersion you're finding. Just first thing you should do is organize them into ascending or descending order first. Okay, because you might make mistakes sometimes just trying to pick out the numbers. All right, you might overlook a number. All right, so we're trying to find the interquartile range, because the range is just found by subtracting the smallest from the largest. Now the interquartile range, the first thing we do is to find the median. So which of them is in the middle? In this case, 7 is in the middle. And the median, when you're finding the interquartile range, is called Q2, quartile 2. Now, we need to find Q1, quartile 1 and quartile 3. So we find the middle of the entire data. Then we need to find the middle of the lower quartile. So which number is in the middle of the lower quarter? This number here. 3 is in the middle, and we call this Q1. So first we find Q2, which the median is in the middle. Then we find in the middle of the lower quartile, and then we're going to find the middle of the upper quartile, because the median is in the middle, so we want to find the middle of the upper quartile. So which of the values here is in the middle? This value here, and this is called Q3, quartile 3. So a quartile is one of the three values. These are the three values: Q2, median; lower quartile, Q1; upper quartile, Q3. One of the three values that divide the ordered set of data into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Okay? Now from finding Q1, Q2, and Q3 of the raw data set, they might ask to find the interquartile range. So the range is found by just subtracting smallest from the largest, but they might ask to find the IQR, the interquartile range. So you must identify Q1, Q2, and Q3 before you can find the interquartile range. And the formula for finding the interquartile range is just Q3 minus Q1. So you have already found what is Q3 and Q1. Q3 here is 8 and Q1 is 3. So we go ahead following the formula. So therefore 8 subtract 3, so the interquartile range is 5. They might extend the question and ask to find the semi-interquartile range. So we know the formula for quartile range is Q3 minus Q1, but semi here, the term here semi means half, and half can take it as we divided by 2. So we're using the formula above and then divided by 2. So the result that we get above, which is 5. So basically is the result above. Or if you want to go and use the formula, Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, and Q3 is 8 and Q1 is 3 divided by 2. So it's 5 divided by 2, which gives us 2.5. Okay. So for the measure of central tendency, they might ask to find the mode, median, and mean for raw data. And they can also, for measures of central dispersion, they might ask to find the range, the interquartile range, and the semi-interquartile range.